Got me falling for you. Sidestep, daydream, pulling me both ways like a cyclone. Heartbeat in my head than any day. What do I know? I don't have it your way. Got me for you, falling for you, falling for you. Tell me, do you know what I put your distant white one day on the table? My mind spinning, please wait. What do I know? I don't have it your way. Got me falling for you, falling for you. Tell me, do you? You said things were different. What made you change it up? How could I believe what you're showing me? Yeah. Call me up, said I was dangerous. Toss up, have we lost the trust? How could I not see you're not the man you used to be? Two steps, one back. Oh, you got it like that. Black fire set the score. What are we here for? Heart closed, tongue tied. Can't help these feelings that I got me just a one day on a tightrope. My mind spinning, please wait. What do I know? I don't have it your way. Got me falling for you, for you. Tell me, do you? What happened to lose the spark? Didn't know that love could feel so far. How could I believe you're not in front of me? Crazy, like we never know. Stay soft, pretend my eyes are closed. How could I not see you're not the man you used to be? Two steps, one back. Oh, you got it like that. Front porch, shelter, flowers on the floor. Yeah. Heart closed, tongue tied. Can't be feeling it like I got me falling in love like I sidestep, daydream, pulling me both ways like